A Rise with the Guys, of course, has a very storied tradition, and for the last several years, there's been one person in the middle of it, a Hall of Fame coach by the name of Tony Dungy. Yeah, Hall of Fame coach and a Hall of Fame person. Everybody knows that in football, and that's met Tony Dungy, and he's nice enough to join us now. Tony, thank you so much. I know this is one of your pet projects over the years, A Rise with the Guys.
It really has been, Mike, and we get interrupted a little bit here with this virus setup, but being able to do it online and stream it to people, I think is still going to be fantastic. We're very excited about all the people who have volunteered to participate. I think we're still going to have a great Saturday.
You know, this is also draft week in the NFL, and I'll never forget talking to you about that one day, and you told me two things I never forgot. Number one is when you draft, you can always draft for character. You should never be surprised because you have access to homework. And number two, you said if you really want to know something about a guy, call the equipment manager because he sees how he acts every day in the locker room. Are those some of the things you look for when you prepare for the draft?
Absolutely true. Yeah, I was just talking to a group of Ohio State players yesterday about that, and they were asking, what do coaches look for? What do you want? And I said, everybody's got talent. And so talent isn't going to win championships for you. I'm looking for character. I'm looking for culture. I'm looking for guys who are going to be great teammates. And that is so important. You can draft talent every year and never get it done. But if you draft high-quality players, that's going to be the key to really getting your team the way you want it to be. And you're right about that. My secret weapon was always the equipment man because the coach is going to tell you good things. He wants his players drafted in the first round. For the most part, teammates are going to tell you good things. I don't want to let my buddy down, so I'll kind of make it real rosy and flowery. But if I talk to that equipment man and say, what kind of person is this guy when nobody's watching? And those equipment men will tell you, hey, he's great. You want him on your team, or I can't wait for that guy to leave this campus, and my life will be a lot better off. Those are the guys you don't want.
You have written a book called Uncommon. It is a great book, a best-selling book, and what it talks about is it's easy to be common, it's difficult to be uncommon, and it's a choice that you make in life. We sit here with the coronavirus, we sit here with an empty studio because we can't be together and socialize together. I don't know that there's been a time in any of our lives that has required or asked for more uncommon performances and leadership from each one of us. What does uncommon mean to you in these times?
Well, today, Mike, I really think it means teamwork, number one, and working together with other people. And number two, putting my interest behind the good of everyone else. There's things that I would love to do right now that I'm not able to do or shouldn't do because it's not good for everyone else. I'd love to have a graduation party for my daughter, but this is not the time for it. I'd love to get out and have a reunion with some of my teammates and some of my ex-coaches because I haven't talked to them in a while, but this isn't the time to do it. So all of us, I think, putting our interest behind the good of the country, the good of the world, that's being uncommon right now.
Tony, when people look at you and your career and winning a Super Bowl and the chance you could come back and coach anytime that you want, and they say, how can you give that up when you dream of that? How can you walk away from that? That's uncommon as well. How difficult was that for you, and have you felt that you're more impactful outside of football than you were in football once you walked away?
I was really in a great position. I loved what I was doing. The Colts had, the next year after I left, they went to the Super Bowl. So we had a great team. I knew that was going to be the case. but I just felt the Lord was calling me to do some different things. I had been working with young men from 21 years old to maybe 35 for my whole life, basically. And I just felt it was time to do some other things. I've gotten to do that. I don't know if it's more impactful or not, but I know I'm right where the Lord wants me right now. So I haven't had any regrets, haven't thought about it, and have not really seriously thought about going back.
When you look back on your career and coming into football as a player to the University of Minnesota and then into the NFL, is there any piece of advice, knowing what you know now, that you wish somebody would have given you, or was there a piece of advice that you got that really anchored you and tethered you at that time?
One regret I do have is that I really didn't utilize my college time as well as I should have spiritually. I grew as an athlete, I grew socially as a person, I grew academically, I got my degree, but I stayed pretty stagnant spiritually. And I didn't start growing as a Christian until I went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I really look back now and feel like maybe I wasted 4 years. And that would be my advice to young people as they go into college or they're enjoying their college years. Do all that, but don't regret not spending enough time with the Lord when you're in college.